coming.
Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I wasn't allowed to have a bomb catapult backpack. Yet. If you don't know this channel, this is Shadows of Archonia. Ooh, let me put some music on. Here we go. This is Shadows of Archonia, where we run tabletop role-playing games. On Fridays, we do ongoing games, mostly. Occasionally we take a break like we just did to play 3 sessions of something else, like Ronin. But starting this Friday, we'll be getting back to our regular campaign in Worlds Without Number. And on Mondays, like tonight, we do Tales from the Backlog, which is this show where we play all sorts of fun games, or games that we hope will be fun, usually are. And we have all sorts of people tapping in and out to play them. So tonight, we're playing Ape Borg by Gildean, perhaps? Mia, what do you have to tell us about this one?
Well, I'm just going to read right off of his itch.io page. Ape Borg, Chronicles of the Lost Epoch. Welcome to Ape Borg, a savage world where mutated apes rule over the toxic jungles and crumbling ruins of human civilization. From the towering sky-bone spires to the forbidden zones, radioactive deserts haunted by techno-nomads and mutants. Every corner of this world is filled with danger, mystery, and the echoes of a past that refuses to die. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, ooh, I had to jump on that and make all the monkey noises I could in the process. Ooh, yes. I'm at a certain age where I grew up watching all of those Planet of the Apes movies when I was a kid. I mean, like a little kid. So, absolutely love them. I do see that there is an actual Planet of the Apes RPG on its way. I don't know if the Kickstarter finished, but this Ape Borg works great because, it fits right in with the other Mork Borg titles. Has some simulators. There's a couple of weird, nuanced things in here we were talking about in the pre-show, but yeah, we're ready to roll. If you guys want to introduce your characters, Rufus Slap, of course, that backpack, maybe in the future.
Yeah, so I'm Rufus Slap. I am a chimpanzee gearhead. I wrote a little description for myself. It says I don't hate society's laws and restrictions. I'm just barely aware of them. I'm too busy trying to build cool new things to worry about whether the parts belong to someone else or whether the applications are safe or ethical. Those are in quotes. So yeah, just kind of a deranged, antisocial, mad tinkerer. I would say mad scientist, but...
You'll get there.
That's Rufus Slap. Oh, and our tribe, Kubwa Kichaka, which means, what was it, giant bush? Big bush?
Big bush.
Big bush.
Hey, I'm Jason. Tonight I'm playing Bruticus. I am just a huge savage gorilla, with all that implies. I'm large, I'm mean, and I love nothing so much as mangling my opponents beneath my cruelly gloved hands. Because I got big, leather and iron mitts wrapped in barbed wire that I crush people with. And I am also pretty antisocial and regularly incarcerated within the confines of ape culture.
Yeah, I would have electrified those mitts, but I wasn't allowed to do that either.
No, I didn't want that. My mitts already do stuff.
We had this discussion in the Discord.
No, we did. You asked me to pitch four ideas. I did, and the one was accepted. There you go. That's what more can you ask for?
But
that one was a grappling gun. I forgot to say.
Yeah. More like maybe like a weird crossbow that shoots the grapple thing out of it versus the other cannon launcher thing that you were talking about. But
no, I was thinking more like a whole harness thing, and crossbow's fine.
I'm imagining something
like a literal catapult,
toyetic, where it's like a whole like backpack apparatus with like a goofy like catapult on the back.
Well, that's what I envisioned for my bomb catapult. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the
Okay.
grapple gun, something simpler. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, sweet. Now, Bruticus, do you have like a heart of gold somewhere inside that hard exterior, or you're just mean and okay? All right. Well then, considering what I have here, we'll go with that. All right. Tonight's game, of course, is titled "The Whispering Vines." It's kind of a minor spoiler, which we'll get into pretty quickly. The village of Kubwa Chikot sits in the heart of the jungle. Above the ground, wooden platforms and vines makes homes among the great trees. The scent of damp earth and fruit is heavy in the air. Fire pit crackles at the village center, sending up smoke into the darkening sky. The warmth of the flames is a comfort in the chill of the jungle night, but there is no comfort in it. Something is wrong. Bruticus, you have been recently released and you are visiting with your sister, Makunu, in her home. She is a protective and kind ape that is caring for the young whose family are no longer with us. She turns to you as you, I assume, are like brooding in the corner. I don't know how you were acting in this situation, but she says, "They released you so you could go out again tomorrow? Don't push too hard. The tribe needs you. We need you."
That's what you all say, until you say that I'm too brutal and too cruel. And then you lock me up again.
Well, you have done things that are questionable, and I understand the reasons to lock you up. I just wish that you would learn to be less angry all the time.
If you thought about the atrocities the human tribes perpetrated upon themselves and upon all apes, you would feel the same as I do.
Oh, my brother, I'm hopeful for the future, and yes, mankind did destroy the world and have done great harm to the tribes of apes in the past. But we are in control now. We are their masters.
Bruticus just snorts and slinks off outside.
Okay. We'll cut to Slappy.
Ooh,
Rufus.
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
You are currently tinkering with gadgets. And what exactly are you tinkering with at this moment?
Something dangerous.
Something dangerous?
Maybe like a 1,000-year-old bear trap.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can get poison darts to shoot out of it.
While you're tinkering with this gadget, this device, a childhood friend, Kala, a small and wiry chimp, comes in. She fiddles with the woven bracelet on her wrist and humps impatiently. I see you're still tinkering with old things. Didn't Chief Maka warn you about that?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening.
Well, one day you might hurt yourself and others in your endeavors.
Oh, I hurt myself pretty much every day.
Yeah, I can see that. There's been a couple times where I've bandaged you up.
Yeah, well, it's no big deal. In the pursuit of something awesome. Look at this.
Sacrifices must be made.
This is an old human machine that if an ape were to step in it, it would chomp down on his bone. But I've made it better. Now it will chomp down on his bone and shoot poison darts straight up to make sure that he doesn't have any ability to get out.
Well, that sounds horrible, Rufus.
Oh, yeah. but it's awesome.
And she kind of looks out the door and turns and looks back at you, and it's like, are you still slow? Come on. I bet I can beat you to thee. And as she is saying that, she is cut off by shouts in the night, cutting her off. Rufus, you hear a booming voice in the distance, coming from the center of town where the campfire is. You call this food? My hunters would starve on this pathetic excuse for a meal.
I'll look out of whatever structure I'm in to see who's speaking.
You see the silhouette as the fire is in front of this person, or ape, excuse me, the silhouette of a hulking gorilla standing there. Bruticus. Outside, you hear the voice, Bruticus, Bruticus! In rushes Zaki, a young gorilla that looks up to you and tries to emulate your strength. Short of breath. Trouble brewing at the bonfire. Rotka, or Rokta.
What's my sister's name?
Makanu, Makanu, Makanu.
What's this kid's name?
Who just dashed in? Zaki, or Zaki, Zaki. And he is warning you that Rakta, Rakta. No, I've got it spelled two different ways here. It's Rakta. Hearing the name Rakta, you know it's serious. He is a brawny, competitive gorilla from a neighboring tribe, known for his arrogance and temper. He is the leader of a hunting party called the Blood Fangs. You and him have clashed in the past.
Yeah, I expect so. What trouble is Rakta causing now?
He's pushing the others around and stealing food.
Stealing food from whom?
From the younger chimps and smaller apes, smaller gorillas.
And I mean, as I'm asking this, I'm going to start walking in whatever direction Zaki has indicated Rakta is.
He's at the central campfire of the town.
Why is he stealing food?
You know, Rakta, he's a jerk.
Is from where I'm standing, I can see Rakta. Who is he yelling at? Like, who's he talking to?
You see again, silhouetted in the bright fire, and around the far side, you can kind of see the gorillas and apes and chimps. But his back is to you, cutting a dark, shadowy form. But as you are looking out the door, Bruticus walks by on his way towards the fire.
Bruticus, are you going to fight that guy?
We will settle disputes the way we always do.
Awesome. It's cool if I watch.
I don't care.
All right. Oh, and what was the name of my friend? It was Kata?
Kala, Kala, Kala.
Thank you. All right, yeah, I'm just going to sort of follow behind Bruticus. I'm going to get my grapple gun ready in case I need to make a quick escape.
Okay. Kala kind of paws at your shoulder. Don't go, Rufus. Too much trouble. You'll get in trouble.
Oh, no, we got to stand together. We're like a village or something.
Are you saying it takes a village?
For that guy, maybe.
And as you approach, you see Rotka of the Blood Fangs holding a cluster of fruit and towering over a chimp that cowers at his feet. He stands tall, his chest painted with red streaks, his breath thick and sour with the stink of sweat and anger. Excuse me, my cat's trying to claw my leg here. He tosses the fruit into the fire with a sneer. The smell of fruit burning mixes with the acrid scent of smoke and sweat. The smaller apes around him cringe, but Rotka only laughs. So this is what's left of the great tribe, huddling like frightened pups. No wonder you've lost your hunters. Where's Bruticus? And he turns and sees you approaching.
Rokta! What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah!
We were invited by your chief.
Billy? I'm going to look at Kala. I don't remember the chief's name.
Yeah.
Mako.
Mako. Okay, thanks. Right, I thought it was Billy.
And where is Mako now?
Yeah, he doesn't turn his neck because he really doesn't have a neck. He does that gorilla. He just sort of like pivots in place. I see him not. Yes, the mighty Bruticus and the clever Rufus. Come to see who's really in charge then, or are you both here to watch the show?
Well, perhaps you should go find Mako and deal with whatever business you have with him. And leave these pathetic children.
I'm going to turn towards everyone else in town. Are you going to take that from Bruticus?
Many of the chimps and smaller gorillas are kind of cowering a bit. Bruticus isn't like the alpha gorilla because there's like a general guy, but he's definitely top tier. Bruticus, he looks you right in the eye, kind of like the thumps on his chest, still loving the little ones. Look up to you. Like you're something special? Prove it! And he kind of thumps his chest and shouts very loudly and moves towards you.
Is this guy rolling deep or is he by himself?
He's not, but he's part of the Blood Fangs. There are other
But are
Blood
they
Fangs
here?
in the area? Oh yeah, they're just kind of standing around watching.
Okay.
They're kind of
If
sitting
you have a problem with me, then then we can invoke the law of screams and settle it right here.
That is how we'll settle this with screams? Fine.
That's literally the first ape law. Law of screams. Disputes are settled by screaming contest. The loudest wins. Silence means surrender.
Well, how do we play that out? That would be your present stat?
I'm assuming
roll.
it would be like an opposed alpha roll.
Opposed alpha roll. All right.
That makes some kind of sense.
Or and I'm going to spend an animality.
While they're busy taking deep breaths, I'm going to use my Scrap Master and my Tinker's Touch to try and come up with a bomb.
Yeah, just looking for that DR-12, the standard.
Yeah, well, Bruticus ow, and just can't seem to get any noise. He's coughing and hacking, but there's no scream coming out.
I have a
And what's that, Rufus?
I have a bomb. I used Scrap Master to find the parts, and I rolled DR-16 leap on my Tinker's Touch, so I have a bomb now.
What kind of bombs? Are like a stink bomb, a smoke bomb, or
I think it's just a straight-up grenade.
semi-explosive? Okay.
Yeah.
With that, Bruticus, Raka, of course, belts out his big gorilla shout. The village all sort of like cower and move back. And with his win, it emboldens him, and he begins to charge towards you. And then you hear a voice cut through the crowd. Enough, Radka! Your pride does not serve this village. An elder Mako emerges, flanked by Matron Gura, the shaman, and the shaman Rook. Now, just throw all these names at you.
Yeah.
At the front end. Elder Mako, he is the chief of the tribe. He is he has long orange fur draped like a regal robe. Though it is molted with gray, his deep-set eyes are thoughtful and piercing. He is, of course, an orangutan. He is flanked by Matron Gura, Gura, Gura. She is the healer of the town. She is a small, frail chimp with silver-streaked fur and a gnarled walking stick adorned with beads and feathers. Her eyes are kind, but clouded with worry. And the shaman Rook, the mystic, is a weary chimp framed and draped in patchwork of talismans, bones, and feathers. His face is painted with ash, and his eyes have a wild, distant look.
So Gura isn't a shaman.
Gura is the healer. Mm-hmm. And
So it's
Rook,
Mako, Rook, and Matron Guru.
yeah, Rook is the shaman / mystic.
Alrighty. Does Rakta relent when Mako yells at him?
He does. He just sort of stands up and like brings his arm up and kind of like does this dismissive throw, and then he kind of turns his back, moves over, and boom, downs into the dirt. But on his way, he snatches some food out of another gorilla's hands.
Can I use my grapple gun to try and save the fruit he threw in the fire?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do I need a roll for that, or do I just
sizzling? Yeah, just give me a what's the not pres? Oh, alpha. And for the audience at home, they've changed all the stats. We have pause, which is like strength, leap, which is agility, alpha, which is your presence, and fur, which is your constitution. For those of you familiar with those terms,
That's a 16 alpha.
Easy enough. You go, it shoots in there, and maybe you've got like a retractable spool on it somehow, and it pulls it right out of the fire.
Nah, it's just really hot.
You've got some
Hot
something
peaches.
that would taste good roasted, but he was trying to destroy it. So now you have some nice roasted, good food.
Yeah, I can't hold it. I'm trying real hard, but it's too hot. I'll eat it soon. Let it cool off a bit.
Once Rodka sits down, Mako turns his attention to you, Bruticus. It's like, Bruticus, you were recently released. Don't force us to lock you up in our darkest days and our time of need.
Whatever.
I thought Bruticus was trying to help.
You just get a grunt from the chief, Mako. He kind of ascends to a small platform nearby. Brothers and sisters, we live in a world that takes more than it gives. A world that has swallowed whole the tribes we once called allies. And here we stand divided by pride. There's more at stake than your old rivalries. Tomorrow at dawn, you will both go out into the jungle. There is something you must face, something that will test you all, something that may save us.
Can we wait for it to come here?
As you say that, Rodka from the corner, you hear him make a grunt. I've seen things in the shadows, twisting, moving. Whatever's out there, it's no beast. Even the blood fangs have kept their distance, but we must do what must be done.
Okay, what must be done?
Mako continues. There's a sickness spreading amongst the forest and trees. Word has come to us through Rodka and his tribe that there is trouble brewing, violence where violence did not exist before, animals attacking that are typically docile. Something is stirring trouble in the deep jungle. Stirring up trouble in the deep jungle.
Oh. Anything more specific or just something?
As Rodka says, the roots of some trees are moving, and there's a whisper in the wind that turns the meek into violent enemies. We must find what is causing this trouble.
All right. Well, have fun with that, Bruticus. I'll be somewhere if you need me.
Mako turns is like, Rufus, I would hope that you would accompany Bruticus on this quest, for you are smart and he is not.
Well, sure, but what about Rakta? He could go with Bruticus. I'm sure they'll bro down, and whatever it is doesn't stand a chance against both of them.
I can't imagine the two of them getting 100 yards into the forest without fighting one another.
Well, that'd be fun too. All right, I'll go.
I don't want to order you, but thank you for volunteering.
What? Is that what happened?
Gura steps up, and she looks to you, Rufus, and Bruticus. I want to say Bardicus. Bruticus. Remember to stay close, and don't let the shadows pull you apart. We've lost enough in the jungle already. Tonight, rest well.
Yes. Rest, I say, drinking a giant canteen of coffee.
The elders slip back into their abode, their large chamber, and the night progresses. What will you do as the night goes on and into the morning?
I want to roll up to Rakta. Hey, so I'm a little unclear. Did you come here to, like, hassle the town, like, gang style, or did you come here to, like, help? Or is it a little both?
He does, I always like envision those images from the movies. He kind of laughs and his whole, like, upper body kind of twitches, and he's like, I'm here to help. You know how it is. I'm a big gorilla. I must have my fun. I'm not going to be able to talk by the night's over.
Well, my fun is turning things into other things. Like, I turned some parts from an old car into this grenade. Maybe we can throw it later. I tell you the truth, I originally built it for you. I thought that I was going to have to blow you up, but you calm down, so I'll save it for someone else.
Yes, as I am here to help. My village has already succumbed. I did not want to share that wide with everybody, so please don't speak of it to others,
Well-
but
Well, like, succumbed how? Like, is there good stuff there? Or
my brothers and I of the Blood Fangs are the only ones that survived. The jungle came in and took us. We fought our way to freedom, but many were lost.
oh, that's real sad. Where's their stuff?
It's many miles from here.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll circle back to that. I should probably return to my hut. I have a poison brewing up that I haven't checked on in a while.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
give
some
me
smoke starts coming out the window. I gotta go.
a... You're gonna say, yeah. Why don't you give me an alpha check on that, buddy?
That's cocked. That's terrible. That's a 4.
In that case, you mentioned the smoke coming out of the window. That's why I wanted you to roll, see if you can salvage it. Just as you like dash in there, just you said poison, right?
I was trying to make the poison for the darts for the bear trap, but yeah, it was cooking when I left.
You were cooking, and it boils over and ignites, and it's a caustic, stinky smoke. So give me a fur resistance to be able to go in there and put it out. Keep the fire from spreading.
That's 10.
You hack and cough your way in there, and then can't quite make it in, and a fire starts to spread up the side of your hut.
All right. I think that I probably would have a large pile of dirt near my house for just such an occasion. I'm going to start throwing dirt on the fire.
Okay. All right. We'll say that your friend comes in to assist. She's like, Rufus, what happened? Oh my god. And you're like shoveling dirt into the fiery window and are able to snuff the fire quickly.
It wasn't my fault this time. Rakta came in. Look, it's not as big as before. Just you get that side.
It stinks though, Rufus. What was that?
Oh, you definitely shouldn't breathe it. If you can smell it, you're too close.
Bruticus, what are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I mean, after we got orders to go into the fucking jungle tomorrow, Bruticus is gonna slink back home and sulk. He's a moody jerk.
You are sulking. Okay, that works. I'm gonna say, let me see. While you're sulking, let's say you are kind of like messing with your armor a little bit, adjusting it, maybe adding to it some.
Okay.
I know it's not your greatest, but roll up I guess alpha. That's knowledge.
It's my second best.
That's pretty good.
Dirty 20.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna bump your armor up a bit by one tier. Yeah.
Okay.
As you lash on a couple slabs of leather to increase the armor protectiveness of yourself. Rufus, as the night goes on, was there anything else you wanted to tinker with before morning?
I think I'll work on. Well, I mean, my house burned, so I'll probably spend some of my time just like straightening it up so I can sleep. But then once I get in bed, in the manner of a human staring at his phone, I'm probably still tinkering with shit. Probably trying to get that grenade launcher I talked about to work. I don't think I am interested in upping my armor right now.
Okay.
So we'll stick with what I got.
So the night passes and the sounds of the early morning are setting in. The morning mist clings to the trees as the village begins to stir. The elder's hut at the center of the village, there's smoke rising from cooking fires nearby. The community gathers to bid farewell. Chief Mako and Matron Guru step out to speak to you all.
Oh, hey guys.
Mako looks to you, Bruticus and Rufus, and thank you. The tribe will be forever in your debt if you can find and stop what is causing trouble in the jungle. For the jungle has always whispered, but now it speaks with a voice that chills the bones. Something has awakened in the earth. Something we weren't supposed to hear. The roots are twisting in the very land itself, and with them, madness. I'm totally not reading very well right now. Yeah, our people, the apes, and the animals of the world, and even the plants, they are being consumed by this unnatural force. And Kala turns to you, Rufus, your sister. Why are they sending you out? What?
I think because I was standing near Bruticus.
Well, that makes sense that they're sending him. He's strong. But you're a clever ape. You were better served here, I would think.
Well,
Weird.
I will turn my head and look at where the tribal elders are staring at the smoke still coming off my smoldering house. I have my suspicions.
Be well, my friend.
Hey, thanks.
We grew up together, and she leans in and kind of gives you that quick chimp kiss. I see, yeah, that's the first time she's expressed that sort of affection.
Over my head. Can I buy a hunting bow?
Absolutely.
Right. I got 90 fangs to spend. That costs 25. So
just put it down. You get outfitted by the tribe.
Oh, all right.
You don't have to buy anything. So if either one of you wants something special, like a spear or a trident or a bow, just jot it down. The matron, of course, reminds you to stay together, that the jungle will try to pull you apart. And the mystic Rook comes to you, Bruticus, and places a hand on your shoulder and says, the path is not one of glory or honor. It is a path that leads to ruin unless you can silence the voices beneath the earth. And the emphasis on the word you, putting a lot of faith in you.
No glory, honor, silence, voices beneath the earth.
If the voices are beneath the earth, can we just leave them alone? I mean, I don't go down there.
Rooks that are beneath the earth, they'll come up eventually. And better to nip them in the bud now. And I'm sorry, did you say I could take anything?
Within reason?
Is a chainsaw within reason?
Right out of the art in the book. Yeah, that's totally cool.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally taking a chainsaw with me. I grip on Rufus's shoulder like a tight, firm grip. Like if you would think it's an aggressive action if I wasn't being as chill as I am actually being right now. Normally this would be an aggressive, I'm going to throw you into something action, but really I just want to emphasize my point that whatever the fuck it is, we have to go deal with it. And better to deal with it now than when it can get the drop on us. And as I say that, I pull this like just like manky old chainsaw off the wall, check it, make sure it's gassed up, and sling it on my back.
You know, I'm the one who made that thing work. Rook said I couldn't keep it.
Then you can upkeep it while we're in the field.
It was supposed to be my chainsaw. They wouldn't let me keep it.
Then you should have called it first.
I did. I mean, it wouldn't even be a chainsaw if it wasn't for me. It would just be some metal.
Yeah?
Ook.
Ook. Ook indeed.
Fine.
Get
you
your
know what?
damn hands off my dirty chainsaw or something like that.
All right. Well, you know, you can probably swing it harder anyway, but you know, like, you're welcome.
I can, and I will appreciate every bit of upkeep you are able to do for it.
Yeah, I'll upkeep it. That's what I'm here for. Take care of your gear.
Exactly. Why do you think you're getting brought along? Just because you keep burning your house down?
I mean, I don't know that I'm so much being brought along as I am being sent away.
Rotka. Sorry, excuse me.
No.
As you are approaching the gate to leave the village, Rotka steps up to Bruticus. Says, still swinging his oversized fist. No wonder you're the strongest here. But you'll need all of your strength out there. And then he, pats you on the back. And him and his blood fangs, rush off into the jungle.
Shit ass.
Oh my god. Oh my... Cat.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. I see him.
There's a lot of cats around.
Oh yeah, I got one right here.
Sorry. The cat's over there getting into my crafting supplies. No!
There's also a cat on the back of your chair, which keeps popping into frame when you move.
Oh, yeah, this one right here. That's
Yeah.
Squeak.
Oh.
All right. Please excuse me. The jungle looms ahead. Its dense canopy hiding untold dangers. The air smells of damp earth and faintly of smoke. And the familiar sounds of the village quickly fade into the background. The air is thick and humid. The scent of wet foliage and soil rises as your feet crush through the underbrush. The trees loom tall and silent, their branches twisting like fingers reaching for the sky.
So do we know where we're going?
Rotka is going off at a weird angle. If you want to head back towards their old village, you can do that.
Is this whole thing within Sarkash Jungle?
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of hard to tell how actually huge or how big the jungle is, but yeah.
Yeah, there's no scale on the map, but I
Yeah.
guess we just decided. Well, I guess if you think of these as old freeways, you can get a general idea. Like, there could be a whole city right there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you would like, I know Rufus, you were like, hey, where's their stuff? If that's your interest in going back to Rotka's old village, you can make your way there, or you're really just kind of like in a general.
I feel like we've been sent out into the jungle with a deal with this vague and nebulous problem, but we don't really have much more to go on than it's a vague and nebulous problem.
Well, we do have the knowledge that it wiped out Rotka's village. So if we're trying to confront it, we can go to a place where it's been.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And at some point, an alpha spot
I
check.
think there's more. I think we brought Rufus along for more reasons than just mechanical upkeep.
What?
Exactly.
But yeah, as you are making your way through the jungle, heading towards Rotka's village, which I did not give a name to.
That's fine.
We'll just call it the Rampart, or something like that. But as you are making your way through the jungle, each of you give me an alpha check.
No, I don't want to.
Give me a stack.
It's a
What'd
7.
you roll, Rufus?
I'm not very alpha. I'm Rufus. I don't have much interest in dominating others.
All right.
It's true. I'm looking at that. You got a 0 on that stat. All right.
18.
The only one higher than 0 is fur.
18. All right. So as you're making your way through the jungle, Bruticus, you're just kind of like looking around. You notice that there are strange marks on the trees. And the deeper you go, you notice that like there's this small kind of like lichen growing fungus down near the base of the trees that is giving off a slight iridescent glow. And the deeper you go into the jungle, the higher that fungus is growing on the trees.
Yeah, I'll like immediately point that out to Rufus. Hey, look at that.
Oh.
Does that look normal?
Normal? Who's to say? I am to say. It's not normal. But it might be...
That was a in-character question at you, but also kind of a bit of an out-of-character question, also directed at the GM.
Is it normal? There are other bioluminescent things in the jungle, but this is something you've never seen before.
Okay, so it is not normal.
It is not normal.
I'll bet if we strip some of this bark with the moss on it, and then we could wrap it around a stick, we'd have a light source.
Yeah, but Bruticus looks at you, looks at some of the trees, and goes, "Go to town."
Yeah, you know what? Misery's right in the chat. I'm gonna lick it.
Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Rufus Slappy, are you literally licking it in character?
First, I'm gonna take the bark. I'm gonna make the torch thing, like I said, and then I'm just gonna real small on the torch.
Touch it with the tip of your tongue. All right, give me a fur check.
Alrighty, here we go. 9.
9. At first, you're like, it's got a bitter taste. Nothing really happens. But as the minutes go by, you start hearing this like sound, a whisper in your ear. It's like your Rufus.
Yeah, what?
This way. And you hear like the voice kind of shifts and moves off into the jungle. Over
Hey,
here.
Bruticus. We gotta go that way.
What way?
The way that the voice came from.
What voice?
The one that came from over there.
There wasn't any voice coming from over there. Is he pointing towards Rakta's old village?
He's pointing in a perpendicular direction, like someplace off course, into a
village is
thicker
that
part
way.
of the jungle. Yeah,
The
yeah.
village
Village
is
that way.
Towards the
He's
village.
pointing that way.
What's over here?
So how out of it am I? Am I like compelled to obey this voice, or
Not compelled. It's just kind of like, hey, you come over here.
oh, but someone knows my name, man.
And as you look in that direction, you see the leaves of the jungle kind of like shimmer and shake.
Oh,
And
It must
Rufus,
be-
something feels wrong. Yeah, unnatural.
it must be Smallfoot. I'm gonna pull out my wrench, my ape wrench, and I'm gonna yell, "Hey, what's over there?"
And suddenly, some of the foliage goes, and you hear this, right, and this huge boar barrels out of the forest right at you.
Am I seeing this as a hallucination, or is Bruticus see it as well?
Am I seeing this?
Oh, absolutely. You both see this.
Okay, all right.
This boar is bearing down on you. Boar is bearing down. Anyway.
So we roll initiative. Is that what we do with the D6?
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it, you turkey.
I'm so stoned. I got a 1. I think that means we go first.
I think that means you go first.
Yeah.
Pull up my cheat sheet here from Morcabore, Marie Barrier, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
1 to 3 enemies begin.
Oh, 1 enemies begin. Okay.
So,
Boar's coming at me.
Get this thing out of my way. Come on. There we go. Yes, it is bearing down on you. Give me a DR check, a defense.
Defense, as we discussed, is pause in this version.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking for a 12.
So I have a -2 to pause, which means my result is -1.
Oof.
Since you
Pretty stoned.
Since you kind of like heard that voice and you were kind of like over here, Bruticus, and you kind of move that way a little bit, and then you shouted at it, it just plows right over you. You barely even get a chance to see. You're like, holy crap, and it just bowls you over.
How much damage?
You gave yourself max hit points, right? Because I still have 4 written down here.
It's 9 now. Yeah.
It's 9. Okay, so it's a D6. As this massive.
Should I roll it?
Red. Yeah.
Well, I took all 6 of them.
Oh shit.
Good thing I took those max hit points.
Yes. And it just bowls you over and keeps going right at you, Bruticus. But that was his attack, so now it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming right at me, and I'm just gonna slam right down on it with my Iron Fist gauntlets. That's a 16 versus 10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got him.
So let's see how much damage as I do. 6 damage. Okay. And do you want me to do the check? Is it possible to make this thing bleed?
Yeah, absolutely. 6.
So there's a 1 in 6 chance it will cause bleeding.
Okay.
Which does that do again? Which just means it would severe bleeding, reducing the enemy's HP by 1 each round until treated.
A 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah.
So how are we going to determine that? Roll a 6-sided dice?
Yeah, if you want me to do it, it'd be a 1 on a d6.
Yeah, roll a 1 on a d6.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I sort of jerkily pick my head up out of the dirt, look up at you, and go, if it doesn't bleed, we can't kill it.
It'll bleed.
Give me an alpha check. Is that right? This keeps throwing me off. Alpha, right?
What do you want done?
It's a knowledge check. Yeah, alpha.
Yeah.
All right. Both of us?
Yeah, as you get a good look at this boar.
That's an 18.
Oh, that's a 5.
All right. Bruticus, you're just like in this frenzy of smash the shit out of this thing, not even caring. Rufus, when you look up to go, if it doesn't bleed, you notice, and since it came right at you, it's got these massive, like, tusks that are stained red. And you remember tales from other hunting parties that have been out here. There's a boar that they call Red Tusk. And he is a alpha boar, and he has never been caught, obviously, and he has caused all sorts of trouble with hunting parties, so he is mythical in proportions.
Cool. I'm going to shoot an arrow at him. At his butt, I guess. Oh, I missed.
Whoosh, the arrow slings by.
Yeah.
After getting pancaked by Bruticus, it kind of as you hit it, it kind of flopped down on its side, and then it quickly pops up on its feet, swings around in a vicious circle, and tries to sweep your legs out. He's got his head down, and then he hooks and tries to lift your legs out from under you.
I'm surprised it's not just trying to straight up gore me with its tusks.
So defense. Yeah, he's trying to rip your legs out. Yeah.
That's a dirty 22.
All right. You avoid his attack. But he spins real quick, and he's just doing that kind of right in front of you before he stops. So.
Well, if I do this successfully, I'm going to attack it again. No. So Bruticus moves to grab it by the tusks as it tries to gore him, and just is not able to get any kind of control over this animal at all. I rolled a 5.
Okay. Yeah, he wiggles and squeezes out of your grip. And in that spinning movement, he now has targeted you, Rufus. He's looking right at you, and he starts to move.
I'm going to shoot at him again. This time it's a 15.
That is a hit.
So damage is 6.
6. That arrow just sort of you bury it right in his eye, and he lets out this big boorish noise, and staggers around real quick. He's kind of blinded in one eye, but he's still alive. He's still kicking, and inadvertently his tail kind of swings towards you, Rufus. So roll a defense. It'll be just a 9 because he's disoriented and not focused on actually hitting you. But yeah.
Well, I got a 17.
All right. As his little pork butt swings around and almost bashes into you, you're able to sidestep that.
I think I'm less able to sidestep it as much as I just sort of stagger out of the way by accident. Because I'm both severely injured and still a little bit stoned.
Okay. That would have been his lame attack. Yeah, he missed you, and then it was now you're up. Your
All
turns
right.
are up again. Sorry.
You want to take another shot at it?
Trying to find.
No, if it's close enough to melee me. I'll save that move for later. Yeah, I'm going to try and just hit it with my ape wrench, which is the same damage anyway. Oh, right. Same damage, but different stat to attack with. So that misses. No, that was stupid enough that I'm going to spend my animality on it and lower the DR. So I'm going to hit him with my ape wrench.
Okay, he's staggering around. He's disoriented. He's in pretty good pain.
2 damage.
What is this guy's morale? Hold on a second here. Yep, he tries to get away, but Bruticus.
You know what? I was actually thinking of roaring at it to get it to either fuck off or come at me. I'm fine with it, like, just fucking off.
Okay. It gonna run out into the woods if you allow it. Yeah.
I mean, did it?
I kind of wanted to eat it and take the red tusks as trophies.
Okay, then Bruticus just roars at it and just charges full bore at the boar.
Say, Rufus is like, finish it! That's nice.
Whatever. And my other fucking animality. Roll the same fucking thing.
Dang
It's
it.
5.
All right.
Wow, okay.
It easily outpaces me.
So
I'll give
I
Rufus
assume it.
one last try to hit it with an arrow, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll take that.
If you wish.
That's a 1.
Oh, twink.
Ow!
You accidentally put an arrow into Bruticus's backside.
Come on.
That's not what fumbles do in this game.
Bruticus, what are you standing there for? And then I fall over.
Yeah, the weapon breaks or is lost. You say your string snaps.
Oh, man.
Swing. Yeah, but you can restring it fairly easy. So
Yeah.
the arrow just sort of like plumps into the dirt.
So we are out of combat now, I assume.
You're out of combat now. Yeah.
I would like to take a rest here.
You look like you could use a rest.
Yeah.
Let's gather ourselves before we head into the lost village to see what's actually going on.
Are we able to successfully take a rest and recover D4 hit points?
Yeah, while you're kind of hanging out, resting, give me another. Yes, alpha. Perceive, yeah. Okay, I keep thinking alpha to perceive. You're looking around the environment, getting ready to rest.
That's an 18 for me.
That's a dirty 22.
Rufus, you find some bloodroot. It's got a thick red sap that speeds up healing. Drinking it restores D4 hit points, but makes the user aggressive.
All right, fuck off. This is mine.
You're
And then I
familiar
drink
with it.
I got a 3 from that. And if I roll also for the normal rest healing, I'll do that as well. And that's an additional 1. So I'm back up to 7 of 9. That would be useful if she was here, but...
And Bruticus, you spot a frog hopping on a nearby tree limb.
Okay.
Um,
They're probably it's the jungle. There are probably frogs out here.
yeah, this one's got a very brilliant color to it. If you want to roll another alpha to realize what kind of frog it is, or you can just ignore it if you want.
Nope. Apparently I could see it, but I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is. Rufus might know what it is, but
I lick it.
he's a... Oh, geez, don't do that.
Okay, no, I'll see. Nat 20.
It
Okay.
looked like a poison arrow frog, and I figured
Yeah.
my initial roll would give me something on that other than, look, a frog. But
How can we know if we don't lick it?
Yes, it is the notorious deadly dart frog. It has it secretes a toxic mucus on its skin.
I would like
But
to. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, as I say, you know that if you are careful, you can harvest it.
Okay, I was gonna say I would like to stab it with one of my arrows, both to kill it and to get its poison onto the arrow.
Okay, just give me a quick attack with that.
It's probably pause since it's melee.
Yeah, and it's just like a 9 to get it because it's just sort of sitting there on the tree limb, not trying to protect itself.
16.
Yeah.
14.
All right, so that arrow now has poison on it.
Cool. And I'll poison up however many others I can get on the frog skin.
Roll a d4.
That's 4.
All right, so 4 doses.
And what is the effect of the poison arrow?
The doses of the toxic mucus, it is a DR12 test to not succumb to the poison.
And what's the effect if they do succumb?
It's like D6 damage.
Cool.
I know I'm not reading that right, but that's what I'm going to call it. It's pretty potent.
Awesome. Anyway, we probably shouldn't eat this one.
Not eating that.
Good, because you...
Toxic.
Yeah, it's toxic. You probably saw me dipping my arrows in its skin.
And you'll get an opportunity to take a short rest.
Alrighty. I'd like to, before we move on, if nothing else is happening in this location, I'd like to use Scrapmaster again, which is my once-a-day ability, to automatically find parts to craft craft a basic explosive or repair a broken device. I don't know that it will do what I want. So, when I was fighting the boar, I had this idea. I would love to rig up my end of the grapple gun with something that lets me quickly slap it onto an enemy and shoot it up so they get lifted up. And then all we have to do is release them and they fall and get hurt. But that technically doesn't fit within the wording of Scrapmaster. That's not a basic explosive or a repair. It'd be like a modification to my device. I guess it would fit under Tinker's Touch as a jury rig of a piece of tech.
Knowing what we talked about on the Discord, as you kind of search the area, you find kind of a rusty old coil, like from a car.
Huh. Interesting. All right.
Part of its electrical system. Mm-hmm.
Part of its electrical system. Okay. I will take that with me and think about how best to apply it as we go.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Let me see what I've got left for you here. All right. We can proceed from here, Steve, or maybe take our short break now, because, again, I don't have a huge amount left.
Okay. Yeah, this feels like a good breaking point to me if it does to you.
Yeah, it's a little early.
It happens.
A little early, but I mean, I wouldn't mind the chance to pee.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so everyone will see you all in 10 minutes, and then we'll return to the jungles. Welcome back. We got hung up talking about Star Trek, as we do, in case you were wondering if we were really nerds.
No more wondering about it. Don't we confirm that we are every week?
I mean, we might be faking it because it's like popular to play games on the internet now, but no.
Oh yeah,
We were
totally
late.
faking it.
We were late to our role playing game because we were talking about Star Trek too much. All right. So
Rufus, yes.
Yeah, we chilled under a tree. Now what?
After you take that blood root, the voices do go away. You are no longer hearing them. They're no longer trying to pull you off course.
All right. That's good for me. Bruticus, you should really try licking this moss.
No.
You might have to lick it twice, you big guy.
No, that looks unnatural and nasty. I want nothing to do with it.
Well, it's not unnatural. It's growing on a tree.
Yes, it still looks unnatural and nasty. You can lick it all that you please, but please don't.
Off we go!
Off we go. Yeah, the effects remind you of Death's Blossom. Again, another one that's in the book that has a crimson flower with a hypnotic scent. It provides a trance-like state for D6 minutes. But yeah, similar to that, but not. There's also another thing listed in here, the Ghost Vine, which is the faint bioluminescent, grants night vision for D4 hours.
Cool. I did make this bioluminescent torch out of the moss. Is that gonna put off enough light if we were to be somewhere dark that it would actually be useful?
It'll give off a faint light, yeah.
Okay, I'll hang on to it then.
I don't know, like how useful, but you could, maybe use it somehow, find a use for it. But going forward, you just continue back on course towards Rakta's village. And we've lost Jason.
Oh, I think he's still in earshot. He held up a finger real quick. He had to do something. Probably cat related. Speaking of cats, Laser Cat in the YouTube chat. That's Alan. Thanks for being here, bud. Why aren't you at work?
And I would happily join in the chatting, but I can't split my focus. As a player, I can sort of do that, but running a game is like I can't even look at it. Or
all right.
So you were back in the jungle, and if you could please give me another, again, navigating. As you're trying to navigate yourself through the woods, that is your alpha check again, I guess. Perceive, yeah. You need to find your way through the forest.
14.
All right. Rufus has a pretty good idea where you're going.
22.
And Bruticus, you are absolutely positive that Rufus knows where he's going.
Right up until I have to roll another one to confirm it.
And again, to the audience and to my two players here, there's not a whole lot left, so let's keep moving.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
As you are moving through the forest, you enter another clearing, and the ground seems disturbed. There are twisted roots and creeping vines all around, stretching out like claws that seem to wither and shift as if alive.
You don't see that every day.
I don't like it.
You don't like anything.
I really don't.
I'm gonna...
They kind of casually pull the chainsaw, unsling the chainsaw from his back and get ready to rev it up and deal with any vine-related issues.
Bruticus, I don't know if violence is always like our first strategy here. I mean, if I see a bunch of roots that can move, my first thought is not to just like start antagonizing them as quickly as possible. You know what I mean?
No, I fully understand what you mean. That violence is not our first reaction to any given situation. Violence is my first reaction to any given situation.
Okay, so what about this? And I'm gonna pull out my grapple gun and shoot it up into a treetop up above and see if I can pass over without touching these animated roots.
So is it just like roots on the ground that are moving or animated?
There's also some creeping vines that, of course, are hanging down and kind of twitching in the air and along the trunks of the trees.
So is it
Well,
possible for me to... Is it possible for me to grapple a place that gets me through or over without getting too close to anything alive?
There's a little Indiana Jones swinging across the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Bruticus cannot, unless he hangs on to you. I don't know if your grapple would support his weight.
I would think not, but I could swing across and then send it back to him. Like, you know, Indiana Jones, as long as we're talking about that.
Give me the whip.
Yeah. Would you swing across if I swung the grapple back to you?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, first, I'm curious. You say that there's hanging vines twitching in the wind. Are they twitching with the wind, or are they twitching and there's wind?
They are moving unnaturally, like coiling up and dropping down, like they contract and then expand, and like the ends of them tickling the ground are like reaching out, like little tentacles searching for prey.
Oof.
Yeah, that doesn't seem nice, but if I can just swing across, then yes. I would much prefer to do that than deal with all this bullshit.
Alan suggests we make them into a salad, but I still prefer not dealing with the bullshit.
Rufus, I would like you to roll me something to do with your tinker. Knowledge, aim.
My tinker is a leap check for my tinker's touch ability.
Okay, so yeah, roll up quick on that. We're checking the strength of your grapple.
Oh, yeah. That is a 6. It's no good. It's no good.
But unbeknownst to you, as Bruticus goes to make the swing, the grapple itself has not lodged itself with stability, and Bruticus, you drop right in the middle of the clearing.
Sorry, I made it for me. Sorry. Try to hold on to the thing.
I re-unholster my chainsaw and begin making my way to Rufus.
The vines themselves are trying to like grab at you and tangle around you, but they have no strength in them.
Okay.
The roots are trying to trip you up, but as you cross over, the air feels like it thickens around you with an unsettling pressure, as though something is watching you. And suddenly, a massive gorilla, its eyes wild and crazed, charges out of the jungle, moving erratically as if consumed by the madness. And it charges right at you, Bruticus.
Is this gorilla in the roots as well, being attacked by the roots?
It has, his eyes are crazy looking. He's got like a bit of a foaming texture around his mouth. It's kind of in that weird glowy color from the moss that you saw earlier. And you recognize him as one of the Bloodfangs, one of Rotka's gorilla brothers.
But is he also being threatened by the roots and vines?
No.
Okay.
They kind of almost peel out of the way to give him space to move through.
And for the benefit of the viewers at home, the people who would immediately go, and check IMDb, was this guy amongst Rufus's crew that were in the village?
Yes, Rotka's crew, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Rotka. But he was someone who was in the village when we left.
Yes.
Left the village with. Okay.
But he got here before us.
Yeah, he went out with Rotka. He was part of Rotka's crew.
And yeah, no, I'll fucking chainsaw the shit out of this fucker.
So initiative, a D6.
4.
All right, so you do act first. He's charging at you. And you...
Yeah, and I roar, and hopefully it's a dirty 21.
Oh my gosh. That definitely hits.
So I roar and just bring that chainsaw right up into him as he's coming at me. That is going to be 8 plus 3, 13 damage.
Oh my god.
Holy
Oh, wait. 11 damage.
8 plus 3. Yes, 11.
Yeah. I said it and immediately was like, that's not right.
I was going to give him like one less hit point than you, Bruticus. So please describe how you just slaughtered this ape.
Oh no, like this guy he comes like right at me, and I'm just rev up that chainsaw and bring it right up into him, and just it kind of goes into its sternum, digs in, and then goes up through him.
Yeah, your strength and his weight, you feel as the chainsaw hits like the rib cage sternum bones, and it gives out this sickening and just blood just spattering everywhere. It paints a line, a vertical, horizontal line in all directions. Rufus, give me if you want to, please give me a leap to avoid getting spattered with the visceral, the nasty flying through the air.
No.
Nope. All right. Well, you get splashed with this gooey blood.
Yeah, I'm standing there with my grenade that I made the other day, ready to throw it. And before I have a chance to even, activate the thing, this gorilla is bisected. I'm just like, whoa. And I put it away.
The vines, his body falls to the ground. The blood is seeping out into the dirt. The vines and the roots around him, grip up and coil around his remains and start trying to tug it apart.
Bruticus, bring back my grapple gun.
Yeah, I'll grab the grapple gun. And
thanks, bud.
Yeah,
I'll work on the maximum weight allowance.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. If it was even that.
Who knows? It might have been more that tree than the gun.
It could be a lot of things.
As you are having this conversation, you notice there are strange markings carved into the bark of a nearby tree.
Define strange.
The symbols are unlike anything you've seen before.
Are they unlike anything I've seen before?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can I try to... Sorry, go ahead.
You can try and knowledge
anything about them other than there's marks on that tree? Do they look like claw marks?
Yes, they look like they've been gouged into the tree with a sharp instrument, like a knife or a dagger or something.
Any chance of trying to take a best guess at what they might indicate?
Yeah, you could try an alpha on that.
Didn't get it though.
Okay. As you are inspecting the tree closer, your foot kicks something hidden in the moss at the base of the tree, a weathered stone tablet inscribed with symbols that seem to glow faintly in the low light. The whispering returns to your ears, Rufus. And Bruticus, you also hear it.
What's it saying?
It says to each of you something different. Rufus, it's like, you have found me. Destroy me now. Destroy me now. And Bruticus, it's like, don't let Rufus have it. You must destroy it.
Do I know what me is that it wants me to destroy?
This stone tablet that you just found on the ground at your feet.
Does it have any writing on it?
It has some old symbols that you may now, again, with the whole rolling dice, roll another alpha.
Nah. Bad. It's bad.
So Bruticus turns on Rufus and shouts, I don't want you to have that. Break it.
Okay! I'll pull out my wrench and smash the tablet. If it's smashable.
As you bring your wrench up to bring it down on that, give me a leap check real fast, Rufus, as you're like looking at it with intent to smash it.
14.
You're like, just as you're like mid swing, you're bringing it down, and you realize that this is it's not just a stone tablet, that there are like small wires and like plugs, basically like those little coppery plugs for sockets and what am I thinking of? Fuses extruding from the sides and back of it.
It's a soundboard.
And as you realize that, do you continue to go ahead and smash it?
I think so. Bruticus told me to do it, and the voice told me to do it, and I don't have any reason to do anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna smash it.
Paw it. Give me a pause. Pause.
Well, that's bad. 7.
You bring your wrench down on it, kapang, and it just sparks come off.
Well, I tried, guys.
That's all you can do? What kind of ape are you? And I move to grab it out of your hand.
A chimpanzee. The tablet? I'm not holding the tablet. I just was smashing it on the ground.
Well, then I move up and attempt to crush it under my fists.
Cool.
Literally paw it.
9.
Same result. You smash down on it. It almost like in your mind you hear this yes. Almost a gleeful shout of yes, but then it's
why
like,
are you
no.
so excited about breaking this thing?
This guy's weird, man. He likes it when we hit him. I'm gonna hit it again.
Wait, who? I thought
the voice?
I thought you were getting excited about hitting this thing.
No, it wasn't me. I missed it again. I got a 4. Nope, it's a 2. It's actually
two
a
apes
2.
just like
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just 2 of us. 2 apes in the jungle smashing a metal box.
All right.
No, but Bruticus is going to stop then and start looking around really suspiciously. Who wants this thing broken?
Roll me a fur check, Bruticus.
16.
All right. You realize that the whisper, the voice, is probably coming from this device, this ancient device sitting on the ground. And with that, you break its spell and you no longer hear the whispering.
I'm just gonna start looking at it real sus-like and reach out a finger and kind of poke at it.
I stop my wrench from swinging when Bruticus's finger goes down. Ugh!
Rufus, you hear, hit him.
What, hit Bruticus?
Yeah, I hear that and I look like right at you, like, what do you mean hit Bruticus?
The fucking voice just told me to hit you. Some of us would rather live.
Roll that fur for me, Rufus.
That's a 16.
All right. The voice goes away for you as well. What's funny there?
I'm going to take some advice from the Twitch chat.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to assert dominance on this thing and piss on it.
I will turn my back.
Let's call now. Okay, that's cool. Right. So the electrical current that is contained within this device, it shorts.
Oh, cool. Is Bruticus harmed by that?
I was going to ask him to roll another fur check to resist the electrical shock.
That's a 4.
All right, you take a pretty brutal shock to the groin.
How big is this thing?
It's, I don't know, 10 by
I don't know.
10.
I'm imagining something like the size of like a tablet device.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean,
But there were connections on it, right? Like things connecting to it.
it's some sort of it's in time, Rufus, you would have figured out that this is like a circuit device that's used to control something. Control module. But yeah, just take a D4 shock damage there, Bruticus.
If it wasn't talking to us, I would have had it pegged as like a circuit breaker box.
Zap.
Oh, stupid box.
How'd it go?
Poorly. It hurt.
Okay, don't pee on the box. Got it.
I'm shocked that it was able to conjure up that much current.
Was that a pun? Do you know that shock means like when you get electrocuted?
Yeah, and with current because of the P.
Because of the P.
Sure, the current. Yeah.
It's just unfortunate you made that connection. While you were sorting this out, you hear shouting and grunting from somewhere nearby. And you hear Rodka's voice. Brothers, what's wrong with you? And you hear this thump, thump, pow, the sounds of commotion and trouble.
Rodka! I'll rush over to where that came from.
Bruticus, you follow?
Yeah, I'll saunter over after Rufus.
At this point, I'm fully invested because it's just so interesting. I think Rufus came into this with no skin in the game, but now he's like, oh, what's going on?
As you break through, you leave that clearing, bust through some foliage, and come out into another small area. You emerge at the ruins of the Bloodfang's village. But Rodka is fighting for his life against 3 other gorillas. Their eyes are wild and unfocused, and their movements are erratic. They claw at the trees and swipe at one another, growling and howling in fear and rage. Rodka stands in the middle, trying to fight them off, and he shouts, "Stay back! They're not themselves. The jungle, the roots, they speak to them. They're losing themselves.
I can blow them up. Should I blow them up, Ratka? Ratka, I can blow up your friends. Do you want me to do that?
And he's flailing about, beating at these other gorillas, having a hard time as they get the better of him. So do as you will, gentlemen, gentle apes.
There's not going to be a better chance. I'm throwing the grenade. See how many of them I can hit.
That falls under aim for alpha? Yeah.
Yeah, I would think.
Okay.
Ooh. 7. But I do have another animality for today. So I'm going to spend that and re-roll. 13 this time.
That rolls right up behind one of the gorillas. 2 of them are have Rotka pinned, and that third one's just like has caught your attention as Rotka yelled back and forth, and your grenade drops right at his feet.
All right. Is it going to be big enough to catch either of the other 2 or just the one guy?
Your grenade. Is there an actual grenade listed in the explosives here?
Yeah, on the tribal gear page, number 10 is a handmade bomb, but it is intentionally vague. It says dangerous to handle, unpredictable when thrown. There's no radius given.
No, it says 2d4 damage in blast radius.
Yes, in blast radius, but how big the blast radius is not specified.
Well, go ahead and roll your damage. Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, 5.
5? I'll say that hit 1 and 2. That you'll hit 2 of those guys.
Cool. All right. 5 damage. And that'll be my turn. Also, I'll move to cover after throwing the bomb so that I'm not immediately visible, and I'll start getting my my bow restrung, which I haven't done yet.
So Rotka's trapped under one of his tribe mates, or a couple of it. He's being held down by a couple of his tribe mates. Are they doing anything to him?
They are pounding the crap out of him with their fists, but he's covering like this to protect himself.
Bruticus will groan in frustration and charge the 2 gorillas that are pounding on Rokta.
As you rush forward, he's like, "Get them off me! They've lost their minds!"
Yeah, no, I'm gonna charge in and just try and smash into like one of them to knock them away. So that's an 11, but my Iron Fist gauntlets are DR10 to attack.
Okay.
Four damage.
Give you a bonus. All right. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. You knock that one a little bit sideways, giving Rock just a bit of a moment to like wiggle out from under the other, and he hops up to his feet and punches one of his brothers square in the face. Do one of you want to roll for his attack, or should I roll that?
He got a 16.
Oh, so he thumps him pretty good. And his damage is just a fist to the face. What is that, a D6? I think it's just a D6. Yeah, let's call it a D6 because he's pretty strong.
Oh. Okay.
Unless there's something specific you think should be applied, but yeah, just go
Well,
ahead and roll
like rage claws, which are iron claws strapped to fist, a favorite amongst feral apes, do D4.
All right, roll a D4 then. Appreciate that, Jason.
He got a 3.
Okay. Smacks that guy. Kaboosh! They both wail on him, and both the two that were attacking still are trying to attack him. One of them turns on you, Bruticus, so roll your defense against this guy.
19.
Easily deflect his blows, so that does bring it back around to you two. Yeah.
All right. What about the third guy? The guy who the grenade landed at his feet.
That was the one that just tried to punch Bruticus.
Oh, okay. So, do I need to spend like a turn action restringing that bow?
Well, since we generally get a move action and an attack action, I'll say your move action is to restring the bow. Since you're not moving, you're in cover already.
Yeah,
so you can restring your bow and fire a shot.
All right. I will fire a poison arrow at the guy attacking Bruticus. So that is an 18 to hit.
So that's a hit.
And then he needs to test DR12 or take an extra D6 damage. But the base damage is going to be a D6.
So
3 damage plus possibly the poison.
You got a 15 on that DR12 check.
Okay, 3 damage.
basically resist the poison. Okay. 3? Okay. Yeah. 2 of these gorillas are basically out on their feet. They're just kind of like half flinging their wrists and fists out, but are barely able to stay on their feet.
Alrighty.
So who seems weakest that I can get at?
There are 2 of them. They're all within reach of you, Bruticus. You can take like a half step to get to any one of them. The most fit one, let's say, is still trying to fight fisticuffs with Rotka, but the other 2 are very stunned and...
I want to attack whoever looks weakest.
Okay.
That's crit.
Oh, all right.
So we're doing 2 times damage.
Yeah, and I'll just say that you're maybe like you come in with like this huge haymaker, and because they're so close, you just sort of stand between the 2 and take 2 of them out.
So that's 7 damage, and I don't cause bleeding.
All right. Again, you stepped in close with this huge haymaker, and you just knocked 2 of them down, and they collapse to the ground, unconscious or dead.
All right. Well, I guess it's Rakta's turn.
Yeah, Rotka fights against his buddy.
Ooh, he got a 2 on the die.
He's not doing well. He's pulling his punches.
Yeah, he needs to learn to hit better.
All right, so then the one at his left tries to hit Rotka. Someone wants to roll Rotka's defense. 17. He defends. He's like, don't kill him. He's the last of my tribe.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot him again. That's
Wait,
15.
was there only one of them standing still?
Oh, there's only one left. Yeah, you took
okay.
2 out with your
Yeah.
crit. Yeah.
So I hit this guy with an arrow. 1 damage from that, but he needs to make that poison check.
And he got an 8 on the die for his fur check.
Okay,
Nice.
so 6 poison damage. So 7 total.
He drops. That arrow sinks in, and for a moment he's like, oh, he's trying to reach back and pull your out, but he's like, and then falls over backwards.
Sorry,
Driving the arrow the rest of the way through his chest.
sorry, Rockto, I wasn't really listening. What'd you say right before I shot that guy?
He drops to the ground, places his hands. Brothers, I'm sorry. You were
Well,
the last of us.
if you pull that arrow out, he might be okay in a while. It was poison, but, who knows how much he actually got in his system.
No, they're dead. They're dead.
All right, if you don't want to check, that's fine.
Bruticus snorts at Rotka. You're welcome.
Yeah.
If
These
only
guys
it
remind
could've-
me of that other guy that you cut in half a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was another one of his boys.
Oh, you think he was one of them? Oh, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they didn't seem like they were feral. That seemed like they went rabid.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I may be a savage, cruel brute, but even I know you don't really come back from that kind of thing.
Bruticus, I would never call you savage,
Why not?
because you might hear me.
You're not wrong.
As the adrenaline of the battle where is coursing through your veins and starting to calm yourselves. You look around and through the foliage and beyond, you see bodies of apes that you recognize as Rodka's village are strewn across the ground, their limbs bent at unnatural angles. Some lie clutching their heads, faces frozen in terror. Vines creep unnaturally from the ground, twisting around corpses like mocking. That's not. Excuse me. My vision's going here. The air is thick with a coppery stench of blood and smoke. Ash drifts lazily through the air, settling on the jungle floor like snow. The jungle has swallowed this place whole, leaving little but death and whispers in its wake.
So, Rakta, you used to live here?
Yes, my village. It's just beyond the tree line over there. This is the outskirts. These are the villagers that lived outside the protective walls.
Oh. Do you know anything about this metal or stone tablet over there that used to talk to people? Bruticus killed it with his piss, but before that it was talking in our brains.
No, I know nothing of this.
Okay. That's weird, because it does seem like it's been here a long time. How about the moving roots and vines? Have they always done that?
That was the first sign of trouble. And then the madness spread amongst the villagers. We barely escaped. Again, we didn't want to share too many details, but we barely escaped to make our way to your village.
We should... Bruticus has that chainsaw. We should head into the village, get out any useful items that we might want to recover, then cut down some trees in a big perimeter and burn this place. Like, make a fire break and then burn this place.
Burn this place.
Yeah. We gotta cut down the trees first so we don't burn the whole jungle. But yeah, we gotta burn it. Look at the roots are alive, man.
Yeah, but I mean, do you have something that you think could actually burn this?
You can figure it out.
Bruticus shakes his head, but goes along with the plan.
Yeah, I mean, we can make a forest fire. They happen by accident sometimes. We can make one happen.
His point is that this isn't a forest; it's a jungle.
Sure, it's a jungle.
It's significantly less dry.
We make a fire. We make said fire bigger. We make more fires. It burns. They're still trees. They're made of wood.
Yeah, but they're wet wood.
Yeah, but they don't stay wet they don't stay wet forever if there's enough fire.
As you're discussing this and moving closer to the village,
Okay.
out of the corner of your eye, you see movement. A pile of debris kind of heaves and then collapses back down.
Is it that lady from Labyrinth with all the stuff on her back?
I forget what she was called.
I don't know if she had a name.
Then you hear a muffled, "Help me! Help! Help!"
Hey, gorillas, you guys should help that dude.
Whatever. Like, I will go in and Bruticus will go and investigate the mewling, whatever this guy is.
Okay. Rotka seems to be despondent and kind of like dragging his knuckles and not really doing much. He's in shock. But as you approach this pile of rubble, you hear that voice, "Help! Please get me out from under here."
She was called the Junk Lady.
The junk.
Okay.
She had that.
At least according to IMDb.
I would have called her that.
As you kind of hoist and move the debris to the side, you uncover a young ape, a survivor of the cataclysm, who's been hiding here under the debris. Thank you. It's terrible. It's terrible. Oh my gosh. Think Bad Ape from the Planet of the Apes movies recently. Oh yeah. I'm just Bad Ape.
I haven't seen any Planet of the Apes movies newer than the the first one of the new series. That's the one I saw.
Yeah, I saw like the first 3 of them, but I didn't see the last one, which I think would be the most relevant to what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's from that one. War for the Planet of the Apes. They meet an ape in like this planetarium, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a bad ape."
So yeah, we'll get him out from under the rubble, and I'll just gesture around at the destroyed everything and go, "What did you do?"
He's really scared. I don't know. I didn't do anything. And he like cowers down and brings his paws up over his head.
Yo, ape, you're the only ape that's still alive and not insane in this whole area, except for us. But we just got here.
And Rakta.
But I was including him in the us. Why aren't you dead or insane?
Rotka kind of comes to from his stupor. Like, he kind of grabs you by the shoulder, Rufus, and pulls you aside. He's like, "He's a survivor. Don't be so mean to him."
Well, he's the kind of survivor that is suspicious.
The young ape looks up, "Rotka," and like jumps up into his arms, and Rotka takes him and holds him.
Caring for young apes now.
Is he young or just small?
The small young ape, yeah.
Okay.
Not an adolescent, maybe like a teenager-ish.
Teenage ape. Okay.
All right. Let's continue on to the village.
All right. What's your name, guy from the rubble?
That's a good question. We'll call him Tyr.
Tyr.
My name's Tyr.
Is that because you cry all the time?
That's not nice.
It's just an honest question.
Oh my gosh. Roll an alpha on that, Rufus. If you intimidate the shit out of this guy, if he finally starts to find some humor.
No, I'm not
in
intimidating.
Okay. He actually chuckles. Oh, and he looks at you and he looks at the other. He's like, "You're so small." He's a gorilla who's probably about as big as you are, as a small teenager.
Well, I'm not a gorilla. That's why I came with this guy. He's the gorilla. I'm the not gorilla.
You're not gorilla? That's your name?
No, my name is Rufus Slap. I'm a chimpanzee.
Mm-hmm. We had a few chimpanzees here, a few chimps.
Yeah?
Mostly gorillas.
Well, I'm sure that they all went insane. Or died. Unlike you.
To carry forward.
Yeah.
As you get into the village, you discover a strange resin-like substance that is smeared across the roofs and nearby objects. It smells sweet but sticky. Rufus?
It's like
Yeah.
on everything?
Yeah, Bruticus looks right at Rufus and says, "Are you going to lick that too?"
Yeah, obviously. What happens?
It's a hallucinogenic.
Okay.
But you can roll for to resist its effects,
12.
or at least to not have the effects like disorient you too much.
All right. I got a 12. So I'm like, oh man, this is trippy shit, man.
It is trippy shit.
Bruticus, your ears are just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Oh, wow. Great ears, really.
And suddenly, the ground cracks open. Roots, thick as tree trunks, burst from the soil in all directions, pulling at the earth and twisting into the air. The whispers that you haven't been hearing suddenly become a deafening roar. You just hear this, "Come to us, come." And before you can react, the very ground beneath you collapses. You feel yourselves being dragged downward, your hands scraping at the earth as you're dragged into the widening crack.
Ah! Are we dead?
Are we equally dead?
The world above you is lost to sight as you are dragged further into the earth. The light of the sun disappearing, the whispers growing louder, and the soil beneath your feet gives way to cold stone. You crash into an underground cavern,
No.
your limbs aching from the rough landing.
Good thing I came prepared, and I'll pull out my bioluminescent stick. What do I see?
You wave, stick around. Around you, the jungle roots have woven themselves into basically a stone wall, twisting like vines through the ground, pulsing with an unnatural energy. You can hear the distant sound of rushing water echoing through the cavern. The jungle's grip has loosened, but the oppressive whispers persist as far... The whispering presence is not gone. You can now... God, I'm so sorry, I can't read. You now stand in a vast underground network, an ancient forgotten place as your eyes adjust to the dim light and the glow of your fancy glow stick. But you see crumbled stone walls partially buried in the soil. Strange alien symbols are etched in the walls. The remnants of rusted pillars and girders of destroyed human settlement.
I knew this was some human bullshit.
Fucking humans.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me rephrase that. Fucking man animals.
Manimals, if you will.
That was a good TV show back in the day.
I know. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back to this next Monday. In the intervening Friday, we'll have Shadows of Archonia 2, our Worlds Without Number game, returning for the first time this year. And we'll see you then.